What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont economic realtor with Jerry Riley Real Estate. I hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to do a little bit of a market update video. We're not going to go over stats from September, but what we are going to do is take a look at previous sales that closed today. So get the most recent closed data and bring that directly to you. See what is selling for above list price, what's selling for under list price, how much under, how much over. All useful information that you can bring to your home search, especially if you're looking here in Vermont. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about three different properties that I think are some of the best opportunities on the market right now. We're just using data straight off of Zillow and the MLS, so public information that you folks could use to make your home buying decision as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the closed sales. So this is the back end of MLS here, and we're gonna take a look at what closed today. So 7 Pinnacle Drive in South Burlington. This is the top end, the most expensive home that closed in my region of counties that I service today. So I thought this one was a really interesting listing because it was on the market for 35 days. I believe they had a price drop. So yeah, it was listed for 1.3 million originally, and then they dropped it to 1.2. They ended up getting 1.17. So pretty significantly under what they originally had it listed for, but not that far under their regular list price, even though it was on the market for 30 days. Moving on to the next one, Bedford Road in Ferrisburg, 11 days on market. I tried to get in this home to see it before it went under contract, but it was just a little bit too late. Listed for 775, sold for 50 grand over, and that's fairly typical for what we're seeing. We're not seeing homes sell for too much over list price, as we'll see as we look at these listings. But Tanner Road in Cambridge, listed for 825, just under 825, 23 days on market, sold for 800. So 3 weeks on market, the listing got a little stale. They ended up taking something slightly under list price. But again, they're not even 10% under list price with this home here in particular. Moving on, home in Westford on Mountain Spring Road, listed for 780. They got 760 for it, so about 20 grand under list price there. Home in Underhill, 6 days on market, 640,000, sold for 675. And so the pattern that I hope you're seeing, that I'm seeing here, is generally speaking, the less days on market, the more likely it is to sell for above a list price. And now there's strategies that you can do when homes are selling for, when you're in a multiple offer situation, where you can do things like an escalation clause. So you're only bidding up to whatever somebody else is willing to pay for it, right? So if you say you'll pay $5,000 over the next best offer up to 800,000 or whatever it is, and somebody else only goes to 770, then you're only at 780. So you don't necessarily need to go all the way up to your top number with the escalation clauses that have been pretty common these days. And so, that's a good strategy to use when you're in a multiple offer situation and you're trying to figure out how far over is this home going to go. Of course, price isn't the only factor when submitting an offer, but it is a main factor. So we're going to move on. I went backwards a little bit here. Clark Road in Montpelier, listed for 620, sold for 625. This must have been an off-market deal, 0 days on market. So this is either off-market or FSBO. Let's see, Notch Road. This is actually our listing. This was a great property. It was on 30 acres. This sold for well over list price. Listed for 550, sold for 600. Now, it's pretty tough to find homes on over 30 acres in Chittenden County that are in the 550 range. So this home was a little unique in the layout that it had, where it was more of a vertical home. It was built into the side of the mountain, but you had 30 acres, and I think that really contributed to how far to the final sales price, to how far it went over list price. We're just going to burn through these quickly. So 15 days on market, and it sold for list price. I think that's interesting to keep in mind as well. So even 2 weeks on market, which in a normal market isn't that long, but in this market, sellers start to get a little nervous when they don't have an offer, when they stop getting showings. But some sellers are still really firm on their price, and they don't want to budge, even after a couple weeks on market. So it looks like that's what happened here. Lawrence Drive in Colchester, listed for 560, sold for 580. Let's see. Enosburg. So Enosburg is pretty far away from Burlington. If you haven't heard of this town, it's about an hour outside of Burlington to the north, kind of by Canada. So you're a little ways out there. This one's still sold for 5 grand over. Again, not that much over list price, but when you use the escalation clause, it doesn't need to be that far over in order for you to get the property. So Middlebury listed for 484, sold for 500. Let's go down to some of these lower end ones so we can see what's happening in the bottom end of the market as well. Manceau Street lit in Winooski listed for 350, sold for almost 50 grand over. So that's pretty significant. You know, this under 300,000, or excuse me, under $400,000, that price range around Chittenden County is very competitive. There's not many homes in that sub $400,000 range. So the buyers who are in that range are, you know, are chomping at the bits to get a good home. This home, as we're looking at the pictures, it looks like it was a little dated, but my guess is it was probably in pretty reasonable shape, and people walked in there. Even though it's only 3 beds, 1 bath, they saw it and they were like, I want a home in Winooski. I'm going to go out and get this home. And they bid the price up. Wilson M Place, this is actually our listing as well. It's new construction, so that sold for what it was listed for. J Street in Montpelier, again, under 400,000, 6 days on market, sold for over asking. So really that's something we've talked about a lot of times on this channel as well, and that's something that you should keep in mind is the days on market for the listing. When listing agents are going out and they're talking to sellers about what's happening in the market, a lot of listing agents, you know, myself included, sometimes they want to price it at a price point where the home is going to get bid up, where it's going to get multiple offers, because as you've seen going through these listings, homes are still getting multiple offers. So when you're in those first few days of showings, you know, let's say 10 days on market, sellers are hoping to get multiple offers. They're hoping to generate as much interest as possible and get a bidding war, get the home sold over list price. Even if it's not that far above list price, that's still what sellers and listing agents are bringing their homes to the market and expecting. Now, when the home sits for a week or two, or 3, or even longer, then it starts to sit in. Then showings slow down. So sellers start to come to terms with, okay, maybe we listed this too high. Maybe we missed this portion of the market a little bit, and they start to accept that the home isn't worth what it's listed for. At that point, that's where you can get a home for under list price, and I think that's where the best opportunities on the market are. So let's take a look at some of these other homes that are on the market and see if we can find some good opportunities. So I'm going to go through a condo, a single family home, and a multifamily home. The first one's this condo. So these are our listings. This is the Wilson M Place Association, brand new in Essex. And I really like this at this price point. There's not any new construction for under 400,000 at least in Chittenden County and pretty much throughout Vermont. It's really tough to find new construction for under 400,000. So here you get a new home. It's relatively low maintenance. Of course, it is a condo, so you do share walls. But take a look at these pictures. I mean, the finishes are nice. Being inside these units, it feels really nice for what you get. And when we take a look at some of these comparables, there was a home that sold in Brickyard, or actually went under contract, in the Brickyard condos, which are just around the corner. This home right here, 35 Brickyard. This home was built in 1983, 2-bed, 1.5 bath, so very similar to the Wilson End units, but it's smaller. It doesn't have a basement. So it's a similar feel in this association. It's a larger association, but you don't have a basement. And look at how dated the kitchen is and this unit is compared to 34 Wilson M Place, where you have a brand new kitchen, brand new unit. This unit doesn't have a rental cap at this time, these Wilson End units. So it's great for investors, or if you want to move into the condo and then rent it out later, it's a great option for you as well, where at the Brickyard unit, you don't have that option. They're at capacity. They've been at capacity forever. It's going to take a while before you get to the top of that wait list and are able to rent your unit out. So again, I think these Wilson End units are a great buy for the price that they're at and what they offer. Moving on, this home in Jericho. This is not our listing, but I have shown it. 13 Meadow Drive in Jericho. I think I'm surprised this is still on the market. It's listed for $780. Been on the market for about 3 weeks now. I showed it right when it hit the market. It sits on a good amount of land. You have 1.1 acres. It's a nice home built in 1989, and they have this beautiful updated kitchen. as you can see in the pictures. Beautiful granite countertops, lots of counter space. I think, this home offers a lot. Upstairs, the bedroom layouts are a little funky, maybe a little tight for some people, and that might be turning people off. But again, it's been on the market for 3 weeks. The sellers are probably willing to entertain offers under list price and coming to terms that they might not get their 780 asking price. And so I think this is a good opportunity for buyers out there in this price range who are looking for a solid single family home and don't want to get into a bidding war. Bidding wars are still happening even at this $800,000 price range. I have some buyers who I've been working with for about 6 months now who have submitted probably 15 offers or so on homes in this price range, and I've lost out on every one. So it's very competitive even at this price range. Moving on to the multifamily property. Now, this is not our listing, and I actually haven't been inside this, so I don't know what's going on and why this didn't sell within the first weekend. I thought this would be gone right away. 410 St. Paul Street. It's in a really desirable neighborhood in Burlington. You are in the south. You're in the Sisters neighborhood, I would say, in the south of Church Street, in the south end of Burlington, still within walking distance of the colleges, within walking distance of Church Street. So pretty desirable rental location. Two-bedroom units. So the price per bedroom is a little higher than what you see around Burlington. Generally, somewhere between $100,000 and $115,000 is a good price per bedroom. This is going to be a little bit higher than that, being 4 bedrooms, but you're in a solid location. And again, I don't know exactly what is going on with the other unit. It looks like they took pictures of the updated unit, and it sounds like one of the other units is not updated. So that might need a little bit of work. One of the units has in-unit laundry. I'm not sure about the other one. It doesn't specify, but they have the income and expense sheet right over here. And if we take a look at the projected rent, so unit 2, the unit that I believe is not pictured in this, is getting $1,600 a month for rent right now, but they're on a month-to-month lease. So, maybe there's some flexibility there. I think $1,600 a month in rent is pretty low for Burlington. And in this neighborhood, I think it's a low price. And I think this $2,000, depending on the condition of the unit, is probably pretty accurate. It's listed by the Lipkin Audette team, who they do a lot of multifamily listings. They're pretty accurate with their rental projections. They're tuned into the rental market. So this is a good basis to go off of. Now, the numbers are tight with interest rates right now. If we look at the mortgage payment, this is at list price, 20% down, with the property taxes. Actually, the property taxes are higher than this. Property taxes are $8,000 per month. So you're looking at a $3,900 mortgage payment. Now, that's at the 7.9% interest rate. So when you factor in the maintenance and repair expenses at this unit, it actually it's going to be really tight, and it might not pencil out depending on the numbers you use. I usually say about 10% of the monthly rent, which is around $4,300 if we just round up, should go towards, so say $400 a month should be taken out of that rent and set aside for capital expenditures, right? The roof is going to need work every once in a while. I'm sure it's a slate roof, so you don't replace it all at once. You replace it over time. But the furnaces are going to need to be replaced. There's going to be maintenance that comes up. So you want to set aside money from this property in order to pay for the upcoming expenses. And with the current rents that they're at, based on where interest rates are, it's pretty tough to make this cash flow off of a 20% down payment. But if you're able to get a better rent, or if it sits on the market for a little while longer, this one's only been on the market for about a week, but maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, you might be able to negotiate the price down a little ways, and then the numbers start to cash flow with the rents that you should be able to get in that location. So anyway, I hope this was useful. I hope this is a very practical video if you're out there in Vermont looking at properties. If you'd like to see any of these homes, reach out to me directly. Happy to set up showings. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, again, reach out. All my contact information is in the description, so you can find it all there. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like these homes? Do you not like these homes? Do you think they're good value? Do you not think they're good value? Would love to know your thoughts. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.